For $350 US, this is the best pressure washer for detailing cars. It's the new Active 2.0. I'm going to talk about all the specs and the features in this video because a lot of thought was put into the building, engineering, and design of this pressure washer. Also, you're going to be seeing it in a full demo. I'm going to talk about the accessories that come in the kit because I ordered mine as the full kit. So is it worth it to spend the extra money to get the full kit, or should you just buy the tool on its own? Also, I'm already doing a few upgrades. So I ordered the active gun itself and a few other goodies. So you're going to see all that and more. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody paid for this video. Active did not send me this pressure washer. I ordered it myself here in Canada from Carzilla. In the US, you can get it from Obsessed Garage or Amazon. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to leave the links to all of this stuff in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So at this point, we're in the summer of 2023. I've been detailing for over 26 years at this point, and throughout those decades, I've had the opportunity to test quite a few pressure washers. I've owned a few myself, including some in the entry-level price point or mid-tier, like a Karcher K5 that I had for over a decade. That one was rated at 2,000 PSI and 1.4 gallons per minute of water output. We're going to talk about specs and if they're important or not in this video, so you guys will be more informed on what you're looking for when you're purchasing a pressure washer to detail cars. So that Karcher did quite well, but it was a bit low on the water output, so the gallons per minute. You typically want higher up. Anything above 1.6, ideally close to that 2 gallons per minute range is perfect if you want better water flow, because that's what we need for cleaning units and pressure washing vehicles. Also, you don't want to exceed 2,000 PSI with a pressure washer for washing cars. Anything usually in the 1,000 to 2,000 PSI range is more than adequate. You don't want to exceed 2,000 PSI. And what's more important is the water output in gallons per minute. So for every day, my go-to pressure washer is probably the best electric pressure washer on the market. It's my Krenzla 1122 TST. In Europe, that version is known as the 1152 TST. Basically, it's rated at 1,400 PSI max, but more importantly, it has a stout 2.1 gallons per minute of water output, which I really like. Coupled with my OG spec Mosmatic gun and wand, that entire kit retails for over $2,400 US at the moment of this recording. So you're basically spending $2,000 less to get a unit like this. In Canada, it's roughly in the $450 to $460 range. And so in the US, you can get the unit itself for $350. And for a bit more, you can get this full kit. So let's have a quick look at the unit itself. First of all, it's portable. It's quite lightweight, 11.3 kilos or 24 pounds. And it's super compact. So look at this modern design. So it has a plastic shell, but the pump is underneath. And so on this one now, compared to the VE52, which was the previous generation or version 1, they did quite a few upgrades, including, so at this point now, the water inlet, I don't know if you can hear that, but now it's in metal, so that's nice. You can see a bit of that pump assembly here. By the way, on this new generation, this is a 5-plunger, also known as 5-piston design, so they upgraded the internals quite a bit. They imported many parts from Japan and South Korea on this unit, so even though it's probably manufactured in China overseas, they sourced components from Japan and South Korea. And this one here is rated at 1,800 PSI. That's the max pressure. Its operating pressure is usually typically around 1,000 to 1,100 PSI. But perhaps more importantly, the water output is at 2 gallons per minute. And you can actually get those numbers in real world performance. So we're going to talk about that in this video. The only adapter that you needed to spec as well is this M22 14 millimeter adapter that's here. This is an MTM sourced version, so it has the quick connect. So you can add your own water hose to it for your pressure washer gun. And this is the water inlet side. If we look at the unit, so there's some ventilation slits or slats here up front, also in the back. And here, what I found pretty cool is they have the storage for all the nozzles it comes with. So they're all 3.7 size orifices, and they have 0 degree, 15 degrees, 25 degrees, and 40 degree nozzle tips. I like to use 40 degrees to wash the car. You can use the 25 degree ones to do the wheels. A lot of people like the 25 degrees to do the wheels. So they have these nice little rubber inserts to keep them all stored. I thought that was a neat feature. The power cord that comes with it is quite lengthy. So GFI, and this is a 35-foot power cord. So it comes, if you only buy the tool itself, this is the pump. So that is all you get inside it. So again, compact design, comes with the handle on top. Here you have the power on, power off switch here on the side. And it has auto stop. So this is liked by many people who like to detail cars. There's a lot of pressure washers out there when you're using them. When you're not using the water, the pump is still going. Well, on units like this, the unit stops when it's not in use. So when you're not depressing the trigger, well, it's gonna stop, right? And it only turns on when you're actually using the unit. So what comes inside the kit? Well, of course, you get the pressure washer, you get the nozzles themselves. They give you a 600 mil foam cannon. So this design here. So this one here is a screw-on type. If you remove the cap here in the back, because you're gonna see the way it attaches is through this screw type fitting, and it attaches to their metal gun and wand. So this is the gun itself. It's quite lengthy. At the end, it has this quick connect type adapter. It's a screw-on piece, so you can remove this, and it has the rest of the gun itself. And the hose would come from here. This is a part of the design that I don't like as much. So that's the gun that comes in the kit. And also in the full kit, you get a 20-foot rubber hose. So this one here, not too bad. So it's still pretty pliable, higher quality kind of rubber compared to what you usually get in the entry-level type pressure washing kits. And it has the M22 14 millimeter fittings on the end right there on both sides. So you'd screw it to the pressure washer and then screw the other part to the gun and you're good to go. So for that extra money, is it worth it? I would say no, do not get the kit. Get the tool on its own if you have access to it. However, these are often sold out. It took me a while before to be able to get my hands on a unit. I was lucky enough to be able to test the first units that were sent in the wild in the summer of 2022 at the event with Koshemi in Atlanta. They had one of the first units of the 2.0 generation out in the wild, so we were able to have a bit of fun with it, and I immediately knew that was something special. The gallons per minute, guys, 2 gallons per minute. This you actually get in real world performance. So whether you use the 3.7 orifices, I actually recommend that you step up to the 5.0. So my friend Matt from Obsessed Garage, he's a distributor of many products in the US. He has his own YouTube channel. He's probably the guy who has tested the most amount of different pressure washers at all price point, from entry El Cheapo $50 to $100 pressure washers to mid-tier ones like this one, like the AR Blue, all the way up top to the Krenzla pressure washer units. He's tested well over 100 units at this point because he wanted to find the best ones at different price points for his website, Obsessed Garage. And so he had discussions going. I think his team met a lot with the team over at Active, which is based out of Canada. So proud Canadians that developed this awesome pressure washer. And what they decided to do is the first generation was called the VE52. And that one, they had noticed when they sent those out in the wild that the users who were testing them, as soon as you got to the enthusiast or professional, they started modifying the unit by adding longer hoses and adding foam cannons and a bunch of stuff, and they would trip the breakers, right? Or they would fault the unit itself. So they discovered that, well, the pump was not designed for those kinds of mods. So they had detailing in mind when they developed this new one. So the internal circuitry was redesigned. The pump was completely redesigned as well. So to give you an idea of just how much work went into it, traditionally, the amount of the hours they're designed for, entry-level pressure washers are anywhere from 50 to about 100 hours of work time. That's what they're designed to be able to last last for, right? So of course, like a car's engine, if your warranty is 40,000 miles, well, sometimes you won't have any issues for 200,000 miles, and sometimes you'll have an issue after 10,000 miles. But they're rated for at least 40,000 miles of worry-free use. So in the case of pressure washers, they expect the average person to use it for about 100 hours without any issues. Well, with this one now and all the upgraded pump system that they have, they're rating this at over 200 hours. So that's a testament to how much work and quality craftsmanship went into this. It comes with a 2-year warranty. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I remember reading for the specs. 1800 PSI is what it's rated at and 2 gallons per minute. You're actually going to get a bit more pressure or more flow depending which orifice size you put in there. So Matt discovered that his favorite one is the 5.0 orifice. I have that on order, 5.0 orifice tip that I'll be adding with the active gun itself. I'll speak about this in just a few seconds because they did another great thing with that. So you would add your tip. So in this case, the stock one comes with a 3.7 orifice nozzle. So you take your gun, you have the quick connect, you have your 40-degree tip, 3.7 orifice, and in real-world specs, you're going to get with this OEM setup that comes with a pressure washer, roughly 1,000 to 1,100 PSI, and anywhere from 1.8 to 1.9 gallons per minute of water. Now, if you want a bit more water output in gallons per minute, you're going to increase the orifice to a higher size. So orifice 5.0 will get you roughly 2 to 2.1 gallons per minute. So you're actually either equaling or exceeding their own specs because you're increasing the size of the hole, right? So you're getting more water flow or more water output, but you're reducing the pressure. If you get the 5.0 orifice, you'll get roughly 600 to 700 PSI, which is more than enough, guys. A lot of people say, wow, man, it's not a lot, 600 PSI or 700 PSI to wash a car. It's not PSI that is the most important. It's the gallons per minute of water output. It's the water flow. That's what's going to give you the most cleaning potential or those cleaning units. And I think the cleaning units that are quoted for this is 3,600. Don't quote me on that. You can check the specs. But yeah, the flow is absolutely insane. If you drop to 3.5, you're probably going to get a little bit higher than 1,800 PSI, but you're sacrificing the output in water flow, gallons per minute. So what I prefer, what I recommend at this point is like Matt, get the 5.0 orifice. Basically, you can tailor it to what you want. They say that you can use 3.5 all the way up to 7.0 orifices. So check them out, test a few. They're not super expensive, by the way, when you buy these orifices. And you can decide what works best for you in your scenario. But again, I'll leave everything linked in the description. I'll try that 5.0 and report back to you. But I mean, we're getting specs now that are very, very similar compared to my Krenzla 1122 TST, right? So that one I set to 1,000 PSI with a 4.0 orifice, and it gives me that 2 to 2.1 gallons per minute of water output. So you're getting that 2 gallons per minute of water output with a pressure washer that costs like $2,000 less. That is crazy, guys. So what upgrades did I do? Because I did want to do a few upgrades. Well, first of all, I got this MTM Hydro upgraded Cobra Jet hose. So it's still leaking a bit of water in there because I like using this pressure washer a lot. So yeah, Cobra Jet hose. This is a 50-foot hose. This is very, very high quality. Comes with the quick connect already installed there on one side. And on the other side, you have this coupler here to be able to connect your gun, your wand, and so on and so forth. So that's one of the things I got. The other thing that I decided to get, because I'm going to do another separate video on the different guns, some from SGS, MTM, I mean, the SGS versions that are very popular. Of course, my OG spec Mosmatic gun, and also this one here. So this is new from Active. This is their Active gun. So it comes with 304 stainless steel, including this 304 stainless steel swiveling coupler, quick connect. They did a great job on this. They have those quick connect type fittings here on the end of the gun itself. So very short, it's very compact and surprisingly lightweight for what it is. It seems to be very high quality and it works super well. You're gonna see that in the demo. It has this locking mechanism here. So if you have children, you don't want them to use the pressure washer, it has that security feature, and it has just that nice action on the trigger. I don't know if you can hear that. I really like that. It has this kind of rubberized grip here. So again, very well designed. And now this swiveling coupler here at the end, they kind of mimicked a bit of the design from the Mosmatic OG spec. Matt was very implicated in the design of that gun, by the way. It is the best gun in wand by far. And so if we look at the build quality before we dig into the demo, is the Krenzla better? Of course it's better in every single possible way. The build quality is better. The overall user experience is better. You can service the parts on the Krenzla. You can change the oil, so that should last a lifetime. The unit is very heavy. The pump is built like a tank. It's a bit... It sounds not as loud, right? The Krenzla. So this one here, the rating, don't quote me on this, but 88 to 90 dBs when you're actually using it. The Krenzla has roughly the same thing. So anywhere from 88 to 91 dBs. However, this unit, as you're going to hear, has a higher pitched sound. So the Krenzla sounds a bit better, but both of them, listen, they're not, I don't think it exists a quiet pressure washer. You're still using pumps and water, so they get quite loud. So anywhere, again, from 88 to 90 dB, they're pretty similar, but this one here has a higher pitched sound. And of course, you can expect the build quality to not be the same. However, for 350 bucks, you would be hard pressed to find anything better out there. And actually, I would go all the way up to probably $600-700 before you start to find something that is competitive as far as build quality is concerned. You'd have to look at an AR Blue, for example, if you want something that has build quality like this guy. But anything sub 500 bucks, I don't think I've seen anything built like this. So a big thumbs up to Active for coming up with this patented 5-piston pump technology. They upgraded pretty much everything on it. They say you're getting more performance compared to the VE52. The specs seem pretty similar, right? 1800 PSI and 2 gallons per minute. However, what you're getting with this one is the higher used rating for the number of hours, so higher beefed up internals. What you're going to be using, by the way, yes, you can plug it into a 15 amp circuit as long as you don't have anything else on that circuit, because it's going to draw anywhere from 13 to 14 amps when you're using this. So ideally, of course, if like me, you're lucky enough and you have a 20 amp circuit, you'll never have any issues. But if you're playing with the orifice sizes and you're using foam cannons, just note that if you have an older circuitry at home, or if you have many things plugged into your 15 amp, you could potentially trip the breaker. But know that this has been designed to be able to be used on 15 amp. You should have no issues if you never have any problems using a 15 amp capable pressure washer. So that's it for the specs. I know you guys are dying to see it in the demo, so let's go ahead, jump into the demo. All right, guys, so for the demo portion, here is the Active 2.0. It's connected to my 50-foot Cobra Jet hose. This is an upgraded part from MTM Hydro. I'm using the Active gun with the 40 degree 3.7 stock orifice that comes with the pressure washer itself. So the water inlet hose is here. And of course it goes through my DI system, my CR spotless water deionizer for a spot-free car wash experience. So I'm gonna first start by being close to the pump. As you can see, I'm gonna activate the gun so you guys can kind of hear what the pump sounds like. So as soon as you release the trigger, the pump stops. So we really like that. And so you can see the water dispersion from the gun. Look at this. So with the stock 3.7 orifice, you're getting roughly 1,000 to 1,100 PSI, and you're getting close to that 1.8 or 1.9 gallons per minute. But by changing the orifice to a 5.0, you're going to reduce the pressure to roughly 600 to 700 PSI, which is more than enough. However, the good part about it is you're going to get 2 to 2.1 gallons per minute of water output. So the water flow is really what we want. So we're going to do the demo. I'm going to pre-rinse the vehicle, and then we're also going to use a foam cannon so you guys can see what comes out of there. All right, so now to give you guys another idea of the volume, the pump is on the other side of the vehicle, so it's further away, so you guys can have a sense of what it sounds like. There we go. So let's go ahead now and rinse the vehicle. right, now it's time to foam the vehicle. So in the MTM foam cannon, the PF22.2, you guys know how much I love my MTM foam cannon. I put some Koshemi, the active foam, pH 9.5. It's good for a nice little maintenance wash. So we're gonna put that on the active gun, thanks to the quick connect. There we go. Give that a whirl. And we're gonna snow foam the vehicle. So some nice thick foam, very similar to what I'd get out of my Krenzla 1122 TST, which does 2.1 gallons per minute of water output. So a pretty nice performance. Great performance by the Active 2.0. Here once again, you can see on the hood, some nice consistency. This is a 1 to 10 dilution ratio. So 1 part of product to 10 parts of water as recommended by Koshemi. So this is another perspective. Of course, keep in mind the thickness depends on a lot of factors. So the type of pressure washer, the type of foam cannon, the type of snow foam, the dilution ratio of the snow foam, and also if you have hard water versus some softened water, or like in this case, DI water, the better the water quality, the thicker the foam, the better the consistency, more suds, so on and so forth. So what did you guys think? The new Active 2.0 pressure washer, 1800 PSI, 2 gallons per minute. It comes fully decked out with that patented 5-piston pump technology, rated at over 200 of capable use hours, and so on and so forth. The integrated tips, just the build quality, the portability with the handle. It has these nice rubber feet. I mean, the design is fantastic, and the performance, I think, speaks for itself. If you have one, let my viewers know, what is your feedback? How long have you owned it for? And what's your experience with it? I always like to have some feedback. Drop a comment in the comment section. I remind you that I include the links to all of this stuff in the description under the video for you guys to check everything out. And yeah, if you know anybody that is looking for a pressure washer in the $300 to $400 range and they want to not shop forever, well, send them this video. It's the end game solution at that price point. The only thing better than that, afterwards, you're going to have to spend well over $1,000 if you want to get something that has higher performance or that is built at a higher spec. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the thumbs up button to show me your support. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.